Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 33 for November 4th, 2020. I am Nemesis and I'm joined by Alca7raz.
Hello.
At this point, you the listener, will know about more about what's going on than we do. Because you'll be there's a good chance you probably actually still know how to have the full picture because of how things are going to roll this year, but still, election day stuff. Ugh.
Yes. That will have just happened by the time we air.
Oh, we're completely in the dark, and
It's
you guys
still
are probably going to
Halloween
be somewhat in the dark.
Yeah, because we won't the official results won't happen. Won't even be made until December, is I think when the electoral votes are.
Yeah.
I think.
But yeah, that's one thing. Anime news, I think the big thing right now is Sony's about to buy Crunchyroll for nearly $1 billion.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and they already own Funimation. So yeah, if they have those both of those, which it looks like they will, they're pretty much own most of the Western anime streaming market at that point.
Fun.
So that's going to be a thing. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. It wouldn't surprise me if they kind of roll Funimation back to just doing dubs and home releases, and Crunchyroll handle all the streaming, and all the Funimation stuff will go back onto Crunchyroll because it was removed because Sony bought Funimation in the first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that will work out. High Dive is still a thing. Netflix is still kind of a thing, although they don't do as much.
Same with Hulu.
Hulu's mostly they just pretty much just sub-license stuff from Funimation.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much that won't change much probably unless I don't know. And then
I just find the Hulu web
Amazon
player way
tried
better
and
than
failed on this front.
Yeah.
So you just got a handful of things there that they don't really get anything new though. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Sony's doing their thing, I guess. See how that pans out. Good news for us is it might mean all the stuff we get on Funimation will just be on Crunchyroll, so you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
Yay! Unless they decide to, roll Crunchyroll into Funimation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which would be a horrible idea.
Yeah, I think they know better than to do that. Crunchyroll has a bigger reach than Funimation does worldwide.
Yeah, doesn't hope the Funimation site sucks. God.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about that anime stuff. We're actually here to talk about fall 2020. Although I do want to mention I did actually watch Brand New Animal finally.
Oh, I still have to watch that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
Exactly. And that's expensive because that just went up an extra $1 per month. So now it's $15 a month. But yeah, it's I watched that and definitely want to talk about the podcast for sure. There's definitely some things I want to talk about for that one, but that's in the future. But yeah, we're here to talk about actually fall 2020 anime as our usual thing. Pick 4 at random and then watch the first 3 episodes and talk about them a little bit and whether or not we want to continue watching them. Yeah, once again, as usual, randomly chosen. We go in as fairly blind. No sequels, no continuations or spin-offs, any of those. No short things anymore. We did that a couple times. Like we got the first one we did this, we got like a shorter anime at one point. But so anything like 4 minutes long, nope, cut.
No,
there's not enough talk about there.
Yeah.
11 minutes, nah, probably not anymore. So anyway, it has to be a full 22-minute thing. And it was one of those almost was on the list and then was cut because, hey, surprise, it's actually a sequel, not a remake.
Aww. Yeah.
So yeah,
we're looking for new anime.
Yeah, and so also unfortunately meant Love Live was disqualified technically because it's a spinoff. Even though I have been keeping up with that one because that's safe.
we're probably gonna end up going over it anyway.
Yeah, I already been watching that one anyway. So, but yeah,
of course you have.
Got 4 of them, and we're gonna head and start off with Akudama Drive. This one is kind of interesting. This one it's about a group of criminals doing a heist.
Yeah, the way I keep thinking of it is like Ocean's 11 in a Blade Runner-esque universe.
Yeah, it's very cyberpunk.
Yeah.
With weirdly a tiny little steampunk element in it.
Yeah, it was interesting. The very first scene also got me kind of hyped. With all this cyberpunk going on, airships.
Yeah.
It opens up with airships like, ooh,
I like
airships. Yeah, it's a weird crossover on
it
that
was
one.
mostly cyberpunk with that weird thing where the airships. I think some of the vehicle designs are very steampunkish, but then you got everything else is very cyberpunk with the neon and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, it takes place in the Kansai region, and one thing I also noticed was all the episode titles are actually movie titles.
Huh.
Because like one of them is Reservoir Dogs, another one's called Speed, and
right, yeah. They're all movie titles.
But yeah, there's some weird I remember at one point there's some weird thing with like a light moving through the city and people like praying when they saw it. That was an odd thing. I'm not sure what that was about. But anyway,
I think I know what that is now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a thing of but yeah, it's kind of obvious. But yeah, it's about a crew of people who've been more or less hired / gang pressed into doing a heist.
Involuntarily recruited.
Yeah, into doing an impossible heist. It's one of those, the security so tight, it's impossible. No one's ever done it.
Yep.
Now you're going to do it. Okay. But yeah, one of the big things, okay, so like the introductions are, first thing we see, kind of following a girl who's she's just a normal girl. She's getting off work, she's going to get a snack or whatever, and things get weird. She meets a guy on a motorcycle who drops his money. She tries to give it back to him. He's just like, that's unlucky to take it back. Okay, and he just drives off, and she's just kind of holding it. Okay, sure. She tries to get some food, and then the stall worker asks for money, and she's like, this isn't really my money, so hold on. And it's like, and then she tries to pay with, like, I guess a credit card type thing, and she's like, no, we don't accept that here. Cash only.
Cash only.
Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. No, you're trying to swindle me. And then she gets arrested immediately, and it's like, what?
Yep.
What? But yeah, we find out the guy with the motorcycle actually is a criminal. His name is Courier, because they all were going by code names.
Yeah, it's based on their job or thing. So it's the Courier.
Yeah, the Courier. His estimated sentence is 745 years.
Yeah.
He has a gravity-defying motorcycle thing with a cybernetic arm, and
yeah.
He's also kind of very standoffish loner type.
Yep. It's almost like an edgelord, except the no nonsense, just get the job done, go to the next job kind of.
Yep.
I'm better. This is beneath me kind of. I don't know. It's hard to describe that one, but yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting character just because of that. The other thing,
nonsense.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, because the truth is the game was rigged from the start. Yeah, he's one of the first ones we see, but then we see another one because they kind of introduce us to them, kind of a Borderlands-esque style introductions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the next guy, the Brawler, his estimated sentence is 348 years. He's just sitting there beating up a bunch of police robots, which, understandable.
Understandable.
But then he's just kind of bored because, this is, come on, give me a challenge.
Yep. He's super fast and he's super strong, and that's his entire thing.
And he's also kind of dumb.
He's an idiot. He's a super gullible moron.
I'm a little worried about that one because my worry there is I'm wondering about that because he's the black guy and they made him the strong, stupid one. I'm just a little. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was intentional because Japan, it's that whole thing. So I'm not sure, but a little worried about that. And there's the hacker, whose estimated sentence is 589 years, and he's got a cybernetic eye and he's got these little pod things that he has, to hack into stuff. And he's also bored because hacking all this stuff's just so easy. It's just there's no challenge.
Yep. Spindly little kid.
Yep.
Also kind of, the whole hacker style is kind of, I want to say stereotypical anime hacker thing. Focus on the super fast fingers, Ghost in the Shell kind of.
And then there's the Doctor, and her estimated sentence is 432 years. She's an interesting one. One thing, unfortunately, they do the thing of showing off the cleavage.
Well, I was trying to figure, watching the whole thing, I was trying to figure out the archetype name. There's a specific name for that character type, but the only thing that was coming to my head was Femme Fatale, which is not correct.
Yeah, but anyway,
but there is a name for it, and I
Anyway,
she uses her looks to her advantage, kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyway, in her thing, she just kills a bunch of people on a bus.
Yeah, she's super creepy.
Yeah, she kills a bunch of people doing the whole thing while she's doing heart surgery. Then it just kills the guy too. And there's another point where it's this is a weird thing because there's one point where she gets her throat slashed and then she falls over and it's like, oh, she's dead. Nope, She gets like, wait, how? I'm a doctor. I healed myself.
Yeah. It's just like, don't think about this. Anime is just don't think about it.
That sort of thing very much feels like it works because she believes it works. That's the only reason. If she realizes that's insane and that cannot possibly work, it will stop working.
Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, all these characters are hired by someone anonymously to rescue Cutthroat from public execution.
Yep.
And there's another thing is there's this whole thing about they're apparently S rank Akudama. That's the whole thing. Akudama. Yeah, they're Akudama. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Other than
I don't know. It just seems
be like some sort of superpower thing or something.
Or I don't know if it's like. Yeah, I don't know if it's
like
superpowers
or
like a high level criminal, or they don't actually define it.
Because we see that these people are doing things which are pretty much impossible for a normal human to do. But at the same time, it's like the hacker's just really good at computers, which, that's not exactly impossible for a normal human.
Superhuman brain.
But yeah,
smarter than possible.
But anyway, the girl gets caught up in this all because she's trying to rescue a cat because after she's stuck at the police station where this is all happening, and she just happens to try to be rescuing a cat, and so she gets caught up in this nonsense and just tries to BS her way out of it. Yep. Which calls herself the Swindler.
All because one of the other police robots called her that, and she was struggling for a name.
Yeah, I'm Swindler. Yep. Mm-hmm. See, I wiped myself out of the database. Wow, you must be really good if you did that.
You must be really good.
What's really that's the other thing is these people are all morons. Every single one of them are morons. I think the girl's probably the smartest, but she's kind of, Except
for maybe the courier, you can't tell with him.
But the thing, I would say he was him. He's a moron too, just because they all believe her.
Well, with Courier, he's such a blank. You can't tell. I don't know if he believes or just doesn't care. That could be just, he doesn't care. He just has a job to do. He's going to do the job. Whatever. That's his whole thing.
Because they were all hired. Well, they're all hired as rescue, except for him. The courier is actually hired to just deliver a package to Cutthroat. And Cutthroat is, estimated sentence has 967 years.
Yeah, Cutthroat. Oh,
yeah. Boy. He likes the color red, especially when it comes out of people.
Yes, a beautiful red fountain.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the creepiest, I think.
Yeah, he also creeps on
than the Doctor.
He creeps on Swindler as well.
Yep, takes a liking to Swindler.
Much to her discomfort.
Yes, much to her discomfort.
That's surprising because, hey, psychopathic murderer has an interest in me.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cutthroat, I think one of his creepiest aspects is the fact that he acts so much like a child.
Yes, that's I think that's the idea. Is like it's someone who's basically a child, but their whole thing is they're playing a game of murdering people.
Yep. To see the pretty red fountain that comes out of their neck.
Oh, and then there's Hoodlum.
And then there's Hoodlum.
He was just in jail, and now he's getting caught up in this too, and his sentence is only 4 years. He's a criminal, but a very minor one. He also realizes I'm in way over my head and does the smart thing of cozying up to the tough guy.
Yes, but he's also this... I like to use the term chameleon.
Oh, yeah.
He has no spine, for one. Completely spineless. And he will change what he's saying just with a change in wind direction just to try and fit in with whoever he happens to be talking to at the time, which is probably for his own survival.
Yeah, of course. But again, mostly cozying up to the Brawler.
Yep. Because Brawler's the easiest to do that.
Yeah, that was like bragging to Brawler about stuff, and Brawler just believes him point blank. And then he also butters him up and stuff like, oh yeah, you can totally do it. Yeah, you bet I can. Because the Brawler's just so excited for everything.
Yeah, Brawler just wants to punch things. That's the whole thing. I just want to fight.
I just want to fight. Come on, I want a good fight. Come on.
Also, Hoodlum has a pompadour.
Yeah, why not?
And he's completely useless.
So yeah, Courier delivers the suitcase to Cutthroat, who opens it, and there's a bunch of little collars in there, and they put on everyone, and what's this? And then there's a cop there who has it on there, and then his head explodes when he tries to pull it off.
Yep.
It's like, oh, they're bomb collars. Great.
Bomb collars.
Great. And then the cat talks. I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. Wait, what? Cat?
A talking cat?
Yes. It's a talking cat.
Turns out it's a robot cat.
Wait, a
Hold on.
robot cat. Where have we seen this before?
Yeah. But yeah, robot cat who apparently who's the one who hired them all, because the real mission is, I think it was how much was it was 100 something, was 100 million, 100 billion.
I want to say it was billion.
But anyway, way, it's like,
I don't know.
It's translates to about 1 billion or 1 million. Anyway, very large amount of money.
Very large amount of money
for all of them, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna break into the Shinkan.
Yeah,
break into that, steal this thing, which because no one even knows what the security's like inside, because we've never even gotten that far.
Yep. The entire thing is it's a heist on a train station. There's a train station. Yeah, we should probably explain that part.
Yeah, the train station.
So they gave us kind of a lore dump, but sort of between episodes.
Yeah, via puppet show of sorts.
Yep, via a little puppet show. Interesting. So, what was this Kansai?
Kansai, yeah, Kansai was
Kansai. Yeah, so we're all in this place so far has taken place in Kansai.
Yep.
Apparently there was a war.
There was a war of some
really
sort.
bad war.
Kansai almost fell apart.
But Kanto showed up and took kindness on them.
Yep.
So they say.
The wards, there's different wards, all of them, separated by class and
so
on and so forth. Yeah, and then there's a place that's called Absolute Quarantine, and that's that as well.
Yeah, so apparently there's an absolute. It's like a dome that they built that still
100-kilometer zone that's apparently hell.
Yeah, so Kanto is apparently supposed to be at least this heaven-like utopia.
Yep.
Where all the rich people go.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a single train station that connects the two.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an absolutely impeccable train station.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it happens to be the thing that people were praying to. With
Yeah,
the bright light.
that makes sense.
Because the people from Kansai basically worship Kanto.
Yeah.
Because they saved them.
Yep.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
So this super fancy train, and apparently everyone prays to.
Yep.
But no one actually really gets on this train.
Yep.
And it sends supplies only, but it's the tightest security there is.
Yep. Heavily
and
guarded and all
break
that stuff.
into it.
Yep. And yeah, as of the third episode, they pretty much just broke into the train itself.
Yep.
Barely.
So yeah, there's a couple other characters that showed up. The Executioner.
The Executioners, yeah, they're the big deal. They basically hunt Akudama. That's their whole purpose: hunt and execute Akudama.
Yep, and if Akudama is actually defined as people with superpowers, then I think the Executioners are Akudama themselves.
Yeah,
but that depends on the definition of Akudama.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it is, and it wouldn't surprise me if
also
it's
they're like ninjas.
Yeah.
they're really powerful, and they also kind of have a Sith sort of thing with the master and apprentice going on.
Yep.
Master and the pupil.
Then which way they can match the Akudama just fine. Even the Brawler, who's all like, he's doing stuff like super crazy stuff, and like they're able to match him just fine. It's like, oh geez.
Yeah. Interesting. The cat, the boss.
Yeah.
Actually seems like a fairly decent person.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, when you start hearing their interactions.
Yeah, except they're all the ones who strap bomb collars to everyone. So.
Well, yeah, they strap the bomb collars, but then the way they talk to him, like it's like rather interesting,
right?
Almost like, especially when talking to Swindler.
Yeah. Makes you think
acts like concerned for her, for her health or well-being. It's like this weird dichotomy of the way you talk. It seems like you care about these people, but you also strap bombs to their neck.
It wouldn't surprise me if the cat is actually fully aware that the Swindler is in way over her head.
Oh, said so. Or right when they got them all strapped on, said, "I didn't intend for you to be part of this, but you are here, so we're going to make use of it."
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean, but I'm just talking about they know that Swindler's BSing, is what I'm saying. Not necessarily that. They know Swindler is full of crap and is just BSing to stay alive. That somehow, this is one of my predictions. I suspect, because I'm actually kind of thinking I'm going to keep watching this one. As I suspect it's going to be revealed. Oh, surprise! She actually is also an Akudama of some sort. She just never knew until now, or she could become one, depending, or can become one depending on how that's defined. Whatever, it's like the good old surprise. She's actually really herself has some.
We know she has some connections. She mentioned that she has some connections.
Yep.
they're talking about, I can't remember what building it is, but they said that there was like some building that was really hard to get into, and she's like,
oh yeah, I go in there all the time.
oh, I'm in there all the time.
Hmm?
I'm assuming that's, like she works there.
Yeah. Or here's the other one. Here's the other way they could twist it. She's a mole.
A mole?
Oh, she's.
That would be it. I don't know. I think there is a manga for this.
Yeah, I don't know. But
so that has more information. But it's like Swindler is written to take place of the viewer. So keep that in mind.
Well, for now, but it could be, the twist would be, she's the entire time she knows exactly what's going on. She's just playing up the whole I'm a scared little girl who doesn't know what's going on thing.
Yeah.
Possible. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
I've seen crazier twists in anime.
Yeah, that is one thing. This anime is like, or hoodlum could be.
Yeah, there's other thing. One thing I liked was they stole a bus, that's what they call the Zeppelin things.
Yeah,
and the brawler's in there. It's like, hey, I think I'm driving it. The hacker's the one who's
the hacker's just.
Yeah, he gets there. He sits there, beats up the crew, and is like, how do I drive this thing?
How do I drive this? Hacker gets it all.
The bit
Never done this before. Wow,
or the bit with the elevator. They had to press the two buttons for the elevator at the same time.
Jeez.
And they had no way to communicate with each other. So basically, well, just here's a time, we press it, and if you don't press it, that's it.
Yep. Because they synchronize the timer and they will hit the button when it goes 0. But then there was a barrier.
Yeah, multiple barriers.
God, Brawler's way to get through the barrier was just break those pillars.
Yeah, break the pillars where the barrier's coming out of. Because can't get through the barrier. Well, then just break the pillar.
Yep.
And the other one was throw knives. Oh, hey, they're bursting through, but ran out of knives. So throw a drone and yeah.
Like what is the name of it? The little desktop physics toy with the balls.
Yep. Basically, no. It's like, wow, I'm surprised you're out of shape. Yeah, again, it's very stylish. Like the OP itself is also really stylish. There's this oozes style this one does.
Oh yeah, it does.
My biggest worry about that though is it's going to be very shallow.
Yep.
Let's be real,
all style, no substance.
Yeah, exactly. Like that other cyberpunk thing is coming out. Yes, I went there. Yeah, I'm good. It's because unfortunately a lot of cyberpunk winds up, ooh, look, cool. Well, cool aesthetic, and forgets everything else about cyberpunk.
Yep.
This does seem to have. This does seem to touch on the whole, hey, like there's kind of a fascist police state thing going on.
Yeah, there is something going on there.
So it's like I'm hoping there's more to it. But yeah, you can't do style over substance. As example, Trigger does that frequently, but
yeah,
sometimes it's not very good.
Yeah.
I'm worried this will be the not good kind.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm definitely interested enough. I want to keep up with this one.
Yeah, it is really interesting. It is one of those. It's really over the top.
Mm-hmm.
It revels in its over the top anime.
Yeah.
Just yeah. It is pretty fun, and I am interested to see where it goes.
Yeah. I saw someone put it best. It's like these characters are so much fun. I keep forgetting they're actually murderers.
It reminded me slightly, especially with the bomb collar. All this it's a common trope in other things. A slight recollection of like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of an idea.
Yep.
Strap bomb collars to a bunch of crooks and have them do your dirty work for you.
Yep.
Except it's this time a crook that's having them do it.
Probably. As far as we know, we don't know.
Potentially,
who they
we don't know. Watch it be someone from Kanto wanting to fix things.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move on because I don't want to take too long on all these individually. Next one to watch is Adachi and Shimamura, or Adachi to Shimamura, depending on how you want to say it. It's just a very basic thing about two high school girls. First years, Adachi and Shimamura, surprise, surprise. They're kind of delinquents of sorts. Although their delinquency is basically they just constantly skip class, basically. That's really the full extent of it. That they don't really go out and beat people up or anything. So
yeah, not that kind of delinquent.
And they kind of, it's kind of gay. Okay, when I say kind, I mean very gay.
This whole thing is about lesbian delinquents.
It's romance. It's a romance story. It's a romance slice of life thing.
It's a journey of self-discovery between two lesbian delinquents over ping pong.
Yes.
There you go.
That's it.
That's it.
And there's a little more to it, like there's the girl in the spacesuit.
There's also an supposedly alien.
The alien from the future.
Alien from the future with glowing blue hair.
Yeah, because that's one of those things. I'm not sure if that's just to mess with the audience or she really is an alien from the future.
I don't know. I was seeing little hints of people not entirely happy with the little alien girl. Gets in the way.
That's
was
surprising.
a common thing. It's like, doesn't need to be
Well,
here.
yeah, she's the foil to stop the romance from happening. Otherwise, it's over in 2 episodes. You gotta have something to keep it going. You gotta. This is a bit of a slow burn, man.
But yes, kind of gay. Oh my god, is it gay?
I mean, it goes for it. I mean, Adachi straight up develops a crush on Shimamura.
No, she doesn't.
No, shut up.
She totally doesn't feel that way.
It's totally platonic. That
totally
dream about a
not.
kiss just means I want to get closer. It doesn't mean anything beyond that.
No, it doesn't mean it. That's
and then
what
later,
Adachi was
crap,
saying.
it meant a whole everything, didn't it?
Because that's the whole thing. Like,
it's not like it's
what
wide awake
Adachi is thinking.
and at 3 a.m. just thinking about her. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, that is interesting. Watching Adachi, which is why I said it's a journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
It's Adachi. Adachi. How do you pronounce that one? Adachi. Yeah, she doesn't. She starts having those feelings, but she doesn't think that they're. That's not it. She's trying to deny it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the dream about the kissing was like, no,
that can't be it.
No, that can't be true.
And she almost kissed her in real life and freaked and ran. Literally ran away. Even left her bag at Shimamura's house.
You didn't come to school. You didn't answer my phone call. My phone's in my bag. I left it at your house. Oh. That was a great scene, though, when she opened the door.
Yeah.
In the elephant shirt and just standing there in just a couple seconds. Silence, just that awkward. Oh, no.
Oh, no, you're here. Hold on. Yeah, the other thing, there's 2 other characters as well. There's Hino and Nagafuji. They're classmates. They're kind of Shimamura's friends, and Adachi is just kind of awkward around them. Because, in part because we see that she's also very possessive.
Yeah,
we find that out.
That's an interesting one there.
Including getting to a weird standoff, more or less, with the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yashiro Chikama, that's what it is. Yashiro Chikama is the girl in the spacesuit.
The alien.
Yeah. And she gets a little possessive, and you would go to the point of calling Shimamura One-chan.
One-chan. Yep.
It's like, this is getting weird. Yeah, it's and then there's of course the bit with the she works at a Chinese restaurant, and there's her crush with her family. No.
Yes, that one. That was another great scene. Opens the door. The awkward and then
why are you
Shimamura's just kind of chuckles.
Yeah. Shimamura is kind of very, if she returns any feelings, they're very much more low key, if they're there at all yet. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to start to get to. Shimamura is interesting. It's almost, I don't know if she realizes it sometimes feels like she just either doesn't return them and or doesn't notice Adachi's feelings and doesn't see what exactly is going on, although she is starting to see parts of her personality and understand. Especially we saw I think episode 3 or whatnot. Yeah, episode 3 in the mall, waiting for Adachi in the mall, and when she shows up and the alien's there, and Shimamura notices that Adachi's starting to get a little close and just lunges and grabs her arm. Don't run. Yep. She's catching on to some of those personality traits.
Yep.
But the love interest part, I'm not certain. Sometimes it feels like she's starting to see it.
Yeah.
But not in others, and it's not really shown whether she returns it.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on there yet.
Adachi, on the other hand, oh boy.
Yep, she's having a big gay panic.
Yep, it's discovering not just I have feelings for a girl, but the whole getting used to being around people.
Yep. She's
obviously very much not a people person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we see that it's like little shots. It's like every single, we see like Shimamura hanging out with Hino and Nagafuji, and this Adachi there's over there just kind of awkwardly off to the side.
Yeah,
doesn't
she
know
kind
what
of
to do.
closes off when they show up.
Doesn't know what to do. It's kind of, and then yep, bye.
Yep, but then she found one person that she starts to latch onto.
It's my emotional
and she
support.
she latches on hard, and that also becomes the doesn't want anyone to take them away from her, which is where we get the conflict with, well, the other friends to a point, and the alien girl.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm once again, there's not a whole lot to talk about really beyond this stuff. It's not exactly deep, or there's not a lot of characters either, but there was, unfortunately, Nagafuji is busty.
And Hino needs to keep her hands off.
Yeah, and Hino has no problem just kind of reaching over.
No concept of personal space.
Reaching over and groping. Seems to be potential implication about those two in general.
Yeah, there might be,
particularly as of the end of the third episode.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not shying away from that. Talking about that, there's an unusually large amount of just skirt shots. Like not upskirts, weirdly
not
enough,
upskirt,
but just like odd.
The common camera technique I see where it aims at their knees and then slowly pans up gets used a lot.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Also, the random Dragon Ball reference as well. Dragon Ball Z reference because the water and the Namekians and stuff.
Right.
I only see her drinking water. Is she Namekian? I haven't seen her regenerate. Okay, that's DBZ. Yeah, so yeah, I think I understand. I think I swear I actually read some manga panels from this, but I don't think I ever read the full thing, or at least what's out so far. So it's like, because I remember, weirdly enough, I remembered the bit with the some of the bits with the astronaut girl. But that's the other thing. Astro says she's looking for someone.
Yes, her compatriot.
Yep. Or whoever that is.
And her hair glows blue, light blue,
and sparkles a bit too.
Yep.
So it's like, lends credence to the idea that she might actually be an alien from the future.
Yes.
Also, because her whole thing was like, she just thought, the other thing she says she's dressed in a spacesuit because she thought that humans just dress like that, because, well, it makes sense. An alien sees a human in space dressed like that, then, they all dress like that, right?
Very quickly realized, no.
Also, the vague implication that her face wasn't ready yet, so, she had to shapeshift or something.
Yeah, so that's what she said. That's what she says.
But also, everyone else just kind of dismisses, just a little girl being weirdly imaginative and whatever.
Yep.
It's fine. It's cute.
Does not explain the glowing blue hair, though.
Nope. No one notices that. Shut up. This is the light. It's just a trick of the light. Don't worry about it. Yep. It's swamp gas.
It's swamp gas.
Weather balloon.
Weather balloon.
But yeah, so there's some oddly fantastical elements here and there, particularly mostly because of her. Largely, I like it a lot. I kind of expected, and I'm definitely going to keep up with it like I was planning to anyway.
Like you were planning on anyway.
Yeah, this is one.
Yes.
This is one I was like, I drew it like, yes, this is one I absolutely wanted to watch regardless. I was going to watch it regardless. I just had to wait to see if it popped up in the thing or not. Because I didn't want to have to rewatch it immediately. I just started watching. Better rewatch those episodes again just to be sure and taking notes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really into it.
It's definitely interesting. I'm interested to see where it goes. This whole two characters learning about themselves and relationships in general, while also seeing how it's handled when they bring their own baggage and expectations into it.
Yep. See how,
because that's potential point of conflict
between
the two, and to see how it will be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be a character-driven thing.
Yep. So, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next one.
Oh boy.
Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anima. which is about rap battles, except, oh no, rap battles themselves, no, it can't be, that's not enough. Oh no, we gotta take it further than that. Because it starts off with Atomi Tohoten, the head of the Party of Words. They took over the government somehow, and now they've decided to go, all weapons are now banned, except here, have something we call hypnosis mics, which cause listeners to suffer from, quote, various misfortunes. And all conflict will be decided via these mics.
Via rap battles with these mics.
Yes.
Also, by the way, that's only about the first minute of the entire anime.
So then we get
that is literally the first minute. It just pops up, says that, boom, intro sequence.
Yeah, then so we get into the 4 groups of this anime, which, oh, by the way, this anime is clearly, this is part of a multimedia push thing. So there's already been a manga, there's a game, and so on and so forth.
Boy.
It's like, oh, yep, gotcha, okay. That explains a lot. But yeah, because you got the first gang, which is the Buster Bros. They're little brothers.
Yep.
You got Ichiro Yamada, and by the way, all these brothers have heterochromia. Well, it's slightly different eye colors, but I think they all have the common green in common, at least in one eye. Yeah.
They all have heterochromia.
Yeah, and then you got Jiro and Saburo, his little brothers, who are that weird thing of the weirdly obsessive little younger sibling thing, which is always a little uncomfortable in anime, I swear.
Yes.
Yeah, they're those 3, and their introduction and everything. They got apparently they're let's see. Was it Yamada? Yeah, Ichiro there. Ichiro was part of was called the Dirty Dog, which was 4 team members, and each one of those members formed a new team later on. But apparently wasn't one of my understanding was via context clues, I figured it wasn't really a messy breakup or anything like a lot of band breakups usually are. This feels more like a something else caused them to break up for whatever reason, but it wasn't like there was any like screaming at each other because someone brought a girlfriend into the recording session or something like that.
Oh no.
But yeah, and then there's the Mad Trigger Crew, which Giotto Iruma and Samatoki Aohitsugi, and a military guy, which I think they didn't really say his name, but I think it was Uchishiro. I think I saw that. I'm not sure, but that was his name. But yeah, they like cost up some criminals or whatever. And then you got the Fling Posse. You got Ramuda Amamura, Gentaro Yumino, and Dice Arasugawa. Yeah, they're a thing, and the what was it? Ramuda there is kind of effeminate. He's kind of he's very much a very bubblegum pop-esque thing, which is weird for rap.
Yes,
but yeah,
which is kind of weird for rap.
Then you got the other guy, Gentaro, is very old-fashioned, and Dice is a gambler.
Yep.
And the Mad Trigger, there wasn't really a whole lot. One's like a cop, the other one's also kind of a cop, and then the other one of those guys is a military guy, so I already hate them immediately.
Guns are gone, but he can still make explosives.
Shh. And then you got the next team, into Matenro. Yes. It was Jekurai Jinguji, who's a doctor. And of course, he's a heartthrob doctor. Because of course.
Yep.
And then you got Hifumi Izanami, who's weird. I'll get into him a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll get into him. He's a very interesting character.
And then Doppo Kananzaka, or Dopamine. Yeah.
Dopamine.
Get it?
He always looks tired.
Yeah.
And no one knows who he is.
Yeah, exactly. So, the episodes we watched did not cover all of them.
Nope.
The Mad Trigger Crew and Fling Posse kind of weren't really huge parts of what we watched, so we don't really know much about them.
We got a bit of Matenro and a lot of Buster Bros.
Yeah, Buster Bros and Matenro were the kind of the two episodes we watched, because the first episode was just introductions, and second and third episodes were focused on individual groups. To cover, the Matenro, I want to get to them first, because, the doctor, something about him, apparently one of the police guys suspects him of something, and I'm going to get you this next time, that sort of thing. It's like, something there, and it's implied that, yes, the doctor guy does have something he's hiding. Whatever it is, he's hiding something.
And apparently he's, really powerful, too.
Yeah. But then you got the Hifumi there is weird because, he runs a club or something. He's all smooth and suave with all the ladies, and then the jacket comes off and he freaks out because apparently girls scare him.
Yeah,
the jacket gives him power.
Or he's like plural.
Yeah, something
And the jacket causes the switch.
I don't know. It's a little odd. Especially
Yeah.
how terrified he is of girls to literally he's cowering behind someone else type stuff.
Yep. Oh no, a girl! And it has to hide.
Oh no. And then Doppo there is, he's an office worker who's just way overworked and just no one cares about him and and people barely notice him.
He gives too much. He can't
And
say
he's
no
just
and he
so
gives
tired.
too much. Just
He's
so tired. Bags under his eyes
Until,
constantly.
yeah, so he's kind of a pushover. Like people say, hey, do my work for me. Okay, I guess. And then until you push him too hard.
And yeah, then
he snaps.
And then he breaks. He snaps.
And then the sick beats come out.
And
then there's a whole thing. There was a Hifumi. Okay, what was it? Doppo found a dead body in his apartment where he lives with Hifumi as a roommate. Oh my god, they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
But yeah, he finds a dead body, freaks out because dead body seems to be strangled with his own with one of his own ties, which that's not good. So then he kind of freaks out, hides in the bathroom for a bit, calls Hifumi, and then him and the doctor there both all get all trying to. We got to figure out what happened and stuff because and then turns
Clear
out
your name.
Yeah, and Hifumi apparently he had a coworker who was let go from the club. And he suspected them trying to find him, and then it turns out no, it wasn't him. It was some woman who fell in love with Hifumi. Except she was actually put to it by the coworker, and then she was supposed to you're supposed to frame Hifumi, but she could never do that because she's in love with Hifumi, even though she's with the coworker. He doesn't seem to care about that. And then she was just trying to get Doppo out of the way because by the way, the guy was her husband. And then, oh wait, no, actually he's not dead.
He's not dead.
And which way, there's a whole rap battle there too. Yeah, that's the other thing. The rap battles happen and the big colorful sequence and then people get hurt.
Yeah, so the hypnosis mics make things happen when you rap into them.
Hence the various misfortunes.
Various misfortunes.
As they put it, as they literally translated it as. That was an absurd itself. But no, the second episode is where the real absurdity is. The second episode with the Buster Bros. Okay, because Ishiro is just kind of doing his thing. You got his brother sucking up to him because whatever, sure.
That's just, they argue between themselves as to which one is liked by their brother better.
Yeah, stuff like that. He goes to a cafe to meet with someone and get something or another.
Yeah.
But then, oh hey, criminal comes in the cafe with a hostage because he just robbed a bank. And he has a hostage and he's pointing a mic at her threateningly like, okay, sure, I guess.
Because, if he rhymes it, he can cause damage.
But the fact that he's pointing at her, it doesn't seem to me, really have much effect. But then, no, we can't. That's not enough. No, that's not enough. We got to go further because then he reveals no surprise because he opens his jacket and he's got a whole bunch of microphones strapped to him as if they're bombs. Right there, I literally just cracked up laughing. I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore.
This anime, it's just...
And then his brother saved him because he doesn't have his microphone with him, and he said his brother saved him because eventually, one of them is a hacker. Which one was it? Where is he? I think Sabaru. Sabaru's a hacker.
Sabaru's a hacker.
He gets hacks in the cameras. Oh, Big Brother's in trouble. And then what's he looking at? Oh, there's a window there. Oh, we'll just break the window and throw him his microphone through that. And then he beats the bad guy and everything's fine. Because also the bad guy.
Jiro uses his soccer skills to kick a soccer in through the window to break it, and then they can toss the microphone.
Yes. And then also the whole thing, he's like, even Ishiro's yelling at the criminal, like, no, you can't do that. It's too much for you. It's too much power. You can't handle that.
You can't handle it.
Oh, yeah, and they beat some other gang called the Tenderloins or whatever. And apparently Ishiro is super famous and whatever.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Because that was the whole thing. Like, the other gang tries to single out the two younger brothers and beat them.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And they call Ichiro, and he does this big, look who Ichiro does his rap of I'm Ichiro, whatnot, as he's strolling down the street and all. Yeah, it's just
Oh, and there's also like a group of like media people, like Iris, Rex, and Tom. They're like, yeah, they're media of some sort.
The street photographer. Yes.
Oh God.
Okay. There's also an underlying plot to this whole thing. So the party of words is trying to like set up this whole division rap battle
Hence the
thing.
name.
Yes, this whole thing, and it seems to be like their intent is to like twofold.
Yep.
One is to get all of these gangs, basically these groups, to focus on the division battle instead of focusing on the what the party is doing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a redirection, like a red herring, not really a red herring, but yeah, a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as they battle each other, they whittle themselves down so that they're not a big threat.
Yeah.
Seems to be there's some underlying thing going on there.
But okay, so like, I can't deal with this. I cannot deal with this anime.
It is so over the top.
It's stupid.
One thing I will say. The animation.
Oh yeah, it's very stylish.
It's super stylish. It's smooth. It's really well done.
Particularly when they're doing the actual rap battles.
Oh, and there's color everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one cool thing. The one cool thing. Hey, like, there's the coffin thing opens up and a giant skull slowly comes out and everything. That's good.
Yeah.
You got cool stuff like that.
It is visually astounding.
But boy, is the concept.
But it is so it's.
The concept's ridiculous.
It's somewhat enjoyable, and just how ridiculous this is. It's just
it wasn't enough of them. They can't
seriously,
but they couldn't just. They could have done just rap battles. Okay, then they got the cool visuals just as a representation. Cool, whatever.
They could have. Visuals are happening.
I know, but the visuals are happening. They could have just done that. Just normal rap battles. Just whatever. 8 Mile, but anime. Sure, whatever. They could have done that. That would not have been a problem. But they had to up the ante to an absurd degree, to the point, like, within a minute, I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to take this seriously, because not only did they ban weapons, now we have hypnosis mics, but now that there's illegally manufactured hypnosis mics as well.
Yep.
And not only we're going to take away all the weapons, but here's these microphones instead to fight with.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just imagining a bunch of people pointing microphones at each other in a standoff, like a cop and everything. Like, okay.
If they have cops.
Yeah.
Except they have like non-projectile weapons, like batons. There are knives and batons still.
Yeah.
Like we had someone get held at knife point, I think.
Any which way.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit with like the doctor in the first episode. There's a bit with like the doctor and his crew, like, helping someone who got in the hospital, and the gambler's trying to get money, and they did that, and they got a bunch of fangirls chasing after, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, there's also an anti-government group.
Yep.
They're labeled as terrorists.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course they're.
And that apparently trying to that something's going on, but haven't been explained in the first 3 episodes.
Yep.
It is so over the top. It is so ridiculous.
I'm not gonna keep up with this because I get this gut feeling. That whole thing with the microphones, like bomb thing, I feel like that's the peak of it, and everything else is downhill from here. And no matter what, and it's not going to quite qualify for it so bad it's good. It's going to be just kind of.
I'm torn on this one, because I mean, visually it is really interesting, but I also am not a fan of rap. It's not my thing, and it is so over the top it can wear on you. But I'm also like morbidly curious to see what they're going to do next. Like, what are they going to do with Fling Posse?
Yeah, I'm a little alarmed
what
that
it's got
5-star rating on Funimation, and I'm just like, why? It should not be rated so highly. It's just kind of bad, honestly.
I don't even know how to rate it bad or good on this one. It's like, it's ridiculous and over the top, but it also seems like that's kind of the point.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like that whole thing with the microphone strapped to his chest, his torso, is just that's going to be the peak. That's it. There's nothing to match that. That's like, okay, I got the best possible thing out of this anime. Let's move on now. And that's that.
Yep.
So,
It's
yeah.
a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
If you can handle that, sure. But I don't know. Maybe down the line someone says, no, you have to see this part. You don't understand. You need to watch. Okay, fine, I'll watch it.
And then you still don't understand.
No, you don't understand. No, I mean, no, you don't understand. You need to see this for yourself. You cannot. That me describing it to you is not enough. You need to watch this because this is ridiculous. Well, okay. We'll go ahead and move on to the final one.
We'll move on.
Yeah. It's Iwa-Kakeru sport climbing girls, and it's about sport climbing. Rock walls.
Yep.
And
rock
competitive
climbing.
and the competitive version of that and all that stuff. And it's essentially a sport / hobby anime. Yeah, it's mostly sports, but kind of has a bit of hobby element as well. But yeah, it's mostly
it's a high school club. Thing.
Yeah, the main character is Kasahara Konomi is
Konami. Yep.
Konomi is she's a newcomer, first year, kind of trying to figure out what to do, and she sees the rock wall, and she kind of gets interested in hey, she's kind of interested in this whole thing, and then you got Uehara Jun, who she's the first person she meets, and she's like, hey, don't touch that.
She's hardcore.
Yeah, she's hardcore. She's a hard ass.
Yep.
Yes, and then so she meets her, and
say it so we can say it, right?
She's all like, you need to take this seriously, blah blah, or else why it's like because at first like Konami's like, I kind of wanna join this. I'm interested, and she goes, she actually kind of has fun initially, and then Jun's like, okay, fine, and so you think it's fun? Bah, here we go. We make it not fun for you. Now do you still want to join? Kind of, yeah, meh. Bleh. And then there's the other two club members, Yatsuba Sayo, who's the team captain as well, and apparently number 1 in Japan. He says at this point, and Sugiura Nonaka, and she's she's an upperclassman because Jun and Konomi are both first years, and I'm guessing Nonaka is probably a second year or something like that. But I
think so.
And they didn't say, but other than she's just an upperclassman.
She's also really small.
Yep, she's tiny. Yeah, they go to Hanamiya, and this is rock climbing, sport climbing club, and Konomi's kind of interesting because at first, Jun's kind of like, if you can beat me, you can join the club. But how am I supposed to beat you? And then, okay, that's a handicap. Don't worry, but she still kind of loses, barely, but she loses.
Yeah.
But and it's like, you can still join the club.
Yes, as it turns out, Konami has a natural talent.
Yep, she can analyze and figure out the best routes and everything real quick.
Yep.
And apparently it's in part because she's a gamer.
Every single time that I hear when she's talking about that she was a gamer, I am instantly reminded of that one edited clip of Linus Tech Tips. So you have a problem. You're a gamer. Every time.
I think of the bit from Batman Beyond, the most oppressed group in society, gamers.
Gamers.
So that's the whole thing. She used to be a hardcore gamer, and she's kind of quit because she realized she was throwing everything else away. And
I'm throwing my life away for games. Games aren't that important, but she was championship level.
Yeah, she was actually won
championship.
Things.
Yep. And in doing that, it gave her a very strong analytical skill.
Yep.
And every time she looks at a rock wall, she gets this weird gamer vision thing.
Yeah, the weird the balls with faces.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It reminds me of a combination of like Candy Crush and what's that? Puyo Puyo, I think. The one where launch a colored ball up and make it connect to other ones and they disappear, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. She has this weird gamer vision, and she can instantly analyze and see all the different routes, and that helps her with climbing, and that gives her an ability. She also learns really quick. So the club throws her into a tournament the next day.
Yep, next day she gets in and it's like, what? Next day? What? Yeah, and it turns out she doesn't actually do that great in that tournament because, surprise, it's only her second day doing it, and she makes quite a few mistakes. And
she also doesn't do as horrible as you would expect for the second day.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is they also reveal Konami used to do ballet, which explains why she's, able to do what she does sometimes. Because gaming shouldn't be. Yeah, at the same time we also see she doesn't have a lot of strength training. So hey, guess what? She wears out real quick.
Yep.
And one little actual visual touch I thought was nice was she has a hair clip which is shaped like a puzzle piece.
Yes.
So yeah, nice little visual touch there. But yeah, they get to the tournament, they start meeting, I guess, some of the other characters are going to pop up throughout the anime because, of course, I'm wondering if there's some gacha nonsense here too. Because because you got some of them are talking about like Kurusu Ann, who's the princess of climbing.
Yep.
Iwamani Chinari, kind of a creepy girl with rabbit ears called the climbing spider.
Yep.
Get back to her in a little bit.
Spider, yes.
Uchimura Akane, who's a cat face and a liar.
The cat.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they do this weird like montage, this quick, hey, look, here's some other characters who are going to show up soon. Kumagi Chigusa, the muscle maximum. You gotta get it. Fujita Masumi, the Black Panther. No, you're not.
You're not.
Samura Arena, the Crimson Stormtrooper. You might want to look up what a Stormtrooper is.
Yeah.
And Ube Korea, the ballerina of rock.
That's actual rocks, not rock and roll.
Maybe. Well, it's both.
That's okay.
Yeah, they meet they meet and or talk about some of these characters, and Konomi kind of learns a lesson, like you're going to Young, well, you're doing it wrong, and Jun kind of to learn to soften up a little bit because this is the reason why you don't have friends, stupid. She actually tells herself that, like, hey, this is the reason why you don't have friends. You do this. You do this.
Yes.
Why are you like this?
Why am I like this? Yeah, but she also it doesn't really know how to fix it.
Yeah, but Konomi there
climbing
seems to be
is the only friend I need.
Konomi there seems to be a little understanding.
I'm sensing a little soon.
Yeah, a little bit tsundere.
little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. And do I detect shipping? Yes, I do.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so Akane there straight up lies to Konomi because apparently she got beat by a newcomer once who turned out to be Jun. Yeah, she doesn't want any newcomers coming in and, wrecking her, so she makes sure to drive them all out as quick as possible, and yep. So she lied.
She's a jerk.
Yeah, and let's see, they also wind up going to an actual rock wall out in nature. Meet a guy, Goto Juzo, who actually they know he trains them occasionally, although as he says, you just happen to be there when I'm climbing.
Yep.
And Kiku, his daughter.
Yep. Who Konomi ends up meeting incidentally earlier.
Yeah. Play a game against her and wrecks her.
And gained an apprentice.
Yeah, because Kiku starts calling Konomi Master. Master! Master! But then Kiku also is amazing at rock wall climbing, though she's only in middle school.
Yeah.
Because, her dad.
Yep.
But it's kind of more or less pretty straightforward hobby sports anime.
Yep. Seems interesting.
I put in my notes, paint by numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but it does seem fairly.
It's one of those. Yeah, I'll probably watch it at some point, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I missed an episode or whatever,
Yeah.
Like, that's that thing. I'll probably go ahead and watch a couple episodes now. Yeah, sure. But a couple things. Unfortunately, it was Chinari there. She seems to be doing the predatory lesbian trope. Unfortunately. She very, kind of creeps on, the other girls a little bit and is like, yeah. And she even grabs Akane and kind of drags her away, and it's implied that things happened.
Yeah.
And that's a little unfortunate. Still got to deal with this crap. In the year of our Lord 2020, current year argument.
Well, 2020.
There was the annoying thing, the frustrating thing of in the third episode they call Korone chubby.
Oh,
Konomi chubby.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, she ain't.
No, she ain't.
She's not strong. So that doesn't mean she doesn't have any muscle. It doesn't mean she's chubby.
Yeah, and she focuses on it so much it wrecks her confidence a bit too.
Good job, Donica.
It hurts her confidence, but also kind of doesn't at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, it's that's one of those things. Unfortunately, it's like they know, hey, skinny girl in anime is called fat, even though clearly not. This also popped up, for example, in Love Live a couple times.
Yeah,
Love Live, the first one actually in particular had a pretty actually kind of not great episode about it. Honoka, you're fat. No, she's not.
no.
You're gonna go on a diet. That's probably a bad idea.
Like, Konomi is not chubby. Maybe a bit out of shape.
Out of shape,
but
sure,
that's totally different.
Chubby is not. Yeah, chubby, no real strength training because no strength. Yeah, but that also brings up the other thing, which is they occasionally will draw the muscle definition on them, particularly June, but often won't.
Particularly June, but often won't.
Because
I wonder if that's just because they don't want to spend the time.
Yeah, Probably surprised me. It's just because, but other times you see the close-up stops, you probably should have some, but nope. Then other times it just is. It seems to be dependent on, well, we need to really emphasize just how good she is at the rock climbing. So, okay, muscles. Okay, now we're back to normal things. So, back to normal shots. So, muscles are gone.
Muscles are gone because I don't want to draw them.
Yeah, that's always a thing. Like I remember there was apparently a weightlifting anime a little bit ago, and apparently this often the girls very rarely are drawn with muscle because it's like then they're not as cute. I think that's often the problem is they're not as cute when they have muscle.
Cowards.
Yep. There was also the PUBG reference. Chicken. Let's get to chicken dinner. What?
Yep.
The others, huh?
Oh, it's a gamer thing.
Gamers.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Dimmer, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, again the creep shots are there as well.
Yeah,
like boobs and butts close-ups.
Boobs and butts. That's.
I mean, so the outfits are. I'm not really mad about the outfits themselves because they make sense for what they're doing.
Yeah, they're standard athletic.
But
outfits.
We don't really need a close-up of her butt for like good half a minute.
Yeah,
especially since she's a first year in high school, which means she's like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very paint by numbers, so it's like, if you're like into hobby sports anime, you might like it, but also might be very like, it's kind of just generic stuff, and you've seen it a million times before.
Yeah,
it really depends on the characters themselves, and they're kind of all right. At least so far, June and Konomi both have good rapport going on. Sayo is, so far Sayo and Nonika are just kind of there, but it's only 3 episodes, so who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The creepy spider lady just
is frustrating.
Worries me.
They could have made her gay without, making her a predator.
Yep. You can be creepy without being predator as well.
Yeah. I'll just make her just, that's just kind of, she's creepy. Just, I don't know. Maybe she just really likes spiders.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things. Also, she has weird rabbit ears for some reason. It's like her headband has rabbit ears. And it's like, okay. And also, that's the other thing I forgot is Chinari there is way tall compared to everyone else.
Yes. At first, I was thinking, like, is she like full adult?
Nope.
Not even in high school or whatnot?
Nope. She's in high school. Okay, she's just really tall for a high schooler.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I guess.
And she always has a really large, creepy smile.
Yep. I wonder if they're emulating after that one. There's a Japanese mythology. There's Japanese mythology about some really tall, absurdly tall woman. Makes you wondering if they're modeling after that, but they obviously modify something. Because I know some stuff about that, but I don't want to get into that. It's just going to waste time about nothing. So I guess that's it for that one too.
Yeah,
not a whole lot.
Not much else I can speak about it.
It's Akudama Drive. Definitely checking that one out again.
Akudama Drive and Adachi
and Shimamura
are definitely the ones that are.
Those are the two.
Okay, those ones pretty good.
The rap battle one, I'm
torn on the rap battle because it's just so weird.
You're so weird. You're just kind of interested by the sheer weirdness.
It's one of those morbid curiosity.
I kind of want to know, but I'm scared.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, this is just so weird. I don't know if I can handle it, but it's so out there. I'm curious just to see just how weird it gets, or if it's just going to continue the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I'm out. Unless someone tells me something weird, really amazing happens, I need to see. I'm pretty much out on that one. And this one is kind of, this last one, the sport climbing girls is kind of, it's all right, but it's not really high priority.
It seems kind of generic.
Yeah, it's pretty generic, and it's I've probably seen it a million times already before, that sort of thing. And heck, you've seen this sort of thing a bunch of times already. You're not that familiar with a lot of anime, so it's like, Yeah, this is very common. You'll see this sort of thing. It's basically hobby anime with lots of sports anime influence as well.
Yeah.
So it's like we've seen this a bunch. This is a very common thing.
Yeah. Even did the whole, new kid to the school. Oh, what club should I join? I don't know. And then happenstance to run across one. I've barely watched any of these anime, and I've already seen a bunch of that.
This is already familiar to me. So So yeah, two of them definitely. One of them, yeah, maybe. Another one, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do it again. And you're just, if I get the courage.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you check out other episodes, past and future, where you can do so at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn. You can check us all out there. We come out every 2 weeks. RSS feed is there. There's also a bunch of links to the other ways to check us out. There's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Search for New to Weeaboo on any of those and subscribe via any of those if you want. There's also the Amazon podcast as well. You can search for New to Weeaboo there. I'm going to figure out that link thing eventually. Because, yeah, Libsyn made it difficult for me. Thanks, Libsyn. Yeah, so, check us out on any of those. And, you can also subscribe on YouTube if you want as well. Comments there and all that stuff. And if you want to contact us in any way, you can do so via email, newtoweeaboo@gmail.com. If you have questions or comments or criticisms or anime suggestions or whatever. Maybe you guys have seen these. What do you think so far? If you've seen any of these, or what other anime have you been watching this season? If any, or maybe because, again, random, we don't know. We're not keeping up with everything because that's just too much. Like, if you're like, hey, no, you really should check this one out. It's amazing. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll check it out.
All right, sure. I guess so.
Yeah, you can contact us via that, via email there. And you can also follow us on Twitter. We're at newtoweeaboo. You can see us there, watch new episodes. See me kind of cryptically allude to one of the anime that I was watching. Like, yep, the sure is something. This I was talking about the rap battle one.
Yep,
sure is something. All right. You can also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end. I tend to post about Transformers and whatnot. You just retweet pictures.
Yep.
And that's it. So tune in next time. In a couple weeks, we'll be talking about panty and stocking with garter belt.
Oh, no.
No. That whole thing. We're going to go ahead and talk about that one because why not? The time is right, I guess, or not. I don't know. It's just because that's just kind of how it's happened. Shut up. So, we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this season of anime in some degree, and I hope everything's better.
Yeah,
a little better.
Oh, potentially, yeah.
We'll see. We'll find out by the time.
I don't know yet. It's still only Halloween here.
Yeah. So, bye, guys.
See ya.